Do you know where we are? I've been walking forever, lost in the marsh. The two travelers were talking quietly. Yeah, I got so lost in the marsh, you know? Why go anywhere else if it's safe here? Yeah, never having to worry again. The birds scare me though. The crossroads gate was locked. The guard joked, "Another scrawny ember from the forest. And with a bag looking all nicely and shiny." Both guards started looking at Ember with a deathly stare. The guard leered. "The forest king would like you, little scruff." "Yes, come a little closer. Let us see what's in that bag." We guard the door to the forest king. Oh yes, we decide who gets to see the king. The forest king will want to see you. Yes, yes, come this way. A feeling of foreboding overcame Ember. Ember was terrified but tried not to show it. The giant bird spoke softly. "Another little Ember. Speak, little one. Do not fear. The bird is a friend." Ember wanted to feel safe. Oh, little Ember, birds won't hurt you. Birds will take another under our wing. Stay safe in the nest, you'll never turn forlorn. Ember was still afraid. Is it the night that scares you, little one? See, night is gone. Day is here. Birds will make the world less frightening. It wasn't only the night that frightened Ember. The bird was disappointed. "Stay? No need to help, silly forlorn." Hope is false. Hope hurts little ones in the end. The forest king spoke so gently to Ember. Perhaps they could rest here for a while. It was hard to know what else to say. Clever little Ember. You will stay. You will not turn forlorn. Search for hope no more. Now take this feather. Feather means Ember is one of us now. Birds keep little ones safe. Birds should never leave the nest. guards seem pleased. Clever Scruff sticking with us. I can hold that bag for you. Leave him alone, they're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all shares bags and things. The stranger wanted Ember's attention, being careful not to speak too loudly. You should get away from here while you still can. You can't trust the birds. I've heard there's another campfire in the marsh. Well, that's where I'm going if I can find a way down. The travelers had disappeared. Their campfire remained. The ashes were still warm. Bird tracks lay in the cinders. The stranger leaned in. I know how crazy this sounds. But friend, those birds are really just embers, dressed up. The guard squawked. Stand back, don't come any closer. Nothing down there but sadness and turning forlorn. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself, Scruff. Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass. Ember didn't like deceiving the birds. But what choice did they have? They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going. This forlorn was not the same as the others. The forlorn whispered softly, I know what I need, but I am not ready. I may never be ready. The future is yours, stranger. But mine is mine. Ember left the forlorn with their thoughts. The time wasn't right, perhaps would never be. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. There are memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, a makeshift camp. Ember hurried away from the birds. The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The Forest King seemed frightened, the birds cruel. Ember would rather risk turning forlorn than become like them. Ahead there would be others to help, and maybe a way to move on. Ember found a scrap of journal. I heard them coming. The snap of a twig, a flutter of birds, a figure dashing through the undergrowth. Another like me? The traveller seemed distressed. I'm sure it's fine. They'll be okay. But it's been a while since... It's my fault. The traveller whispered quietly. No matter where I go, I always end up here. No matter where I go. Always here. It looked like a map, but pieces were missing. The piece formed a new route. Hidden inside was the wanderer's journal. Another face at last. A catcher of fish resting by a pond. We work together, silk and tar and aching fingers. My boat floats once more, though I almost wish to stay. It was the same place as before. But how? In a haze, they said, "You're just like me now." Going round and round and round and never escaping. An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time. Inside was a pink, orange, red, brown, leaves gently dancing to the ground. Crunch, crackle, lovely sound, fall into a giant mound. A lost message was inside. The mist is thick. One way blurs into another. Where do I end? Where does the world begin? I cannot see far enough to tell. gradually more of the map was revealed. A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations. It was like the map had been broken on purpose. The mist revealed a secret place. Was it hidden on purpose? The stranger spoke. You know, part of me didn't want to be found. I said some things I shouldn't have. And now I'm lost, and it's too late. The skeleton looked peaceful. Held tightly in its hand was a red feather. The statue spoke, just as it once moved the hearts of the forlorn. The instrument you now hold has the power to move the world around you. Another before you took great effort to hide it deep within this riddle. The lanthorn began to glow. found a secret note from the wanderer. This place is not home. I trace the map in my head, recite the older myths. I have to move on. The smell of hot broth and a hearty stew wafts across the swamp. By the cook's pot I meet another. They are on their own path, but we promise to meet again. There was one last place to reach on the map. In the
Inside
orchard,
was a
I meet the
scrap
stranger
journal.
from the cook's fire. A stranger no longer. Together we fill their satchel, food and memories for the road ahead. The Wanderer's Diary. An ancient throne sits empty. No one remains to guide or protect, but we do not mind. My companion shelters with me now. We cannot help those left behind.